Tonight, the stars and the cars of the DWR Wednesday Night Street Fight take on Volusia Motorsports Spirit Park for round number 2. Last week, Josh Peacock delivered the knockout blow to hoist the championship belt for round number 1 in Knoxville. Will he be able to defend tonight, or will another one take home that championship belt? You'll find that out and more. So grab your favorite beverage and a snack and strap yourself in, because you're in for one wild ride. Are you ready? Flying the Flag coverage coming live next here on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
Are you ready for a street fight? Well, your source for esports racing is alive. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network, live tonight in the Volusia Speedway Park. It is Wednesday night. It is time for the second round of Season 6 of Dirt Warrior Racing Wednesday Night Street Fights, and glad to have you all aboard live on your undisputed heavyweight champion of online broadcasting right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Phil LaCasse here, Todd Stanton alongside, ready to lock and load for what is going to be another outstanding night of racing. In week number 2, Todd rolls us into this awesome little Volusia Speedway Park. Going to be a great night, 23 drivers in the pit area. We're going to have a great night of racing here at DWR, as we always do.
Definitely going to have a fantastic night. Will Josh Peacock, the Flying Pheasant as Phil has coined him, be able to take down another victory here this evening and hoist that championship belt once again here tonight on Full Velocity Racing Network? There's another guy going to be able to take it home here this evening. Bragging rights up for grabs here all week long is what your bragging rights are for here tonight, Phil. So you get to brag, hey, I got that DWR, that championship belt for 1 week, and man, that's good. That's bragging rights. So no money, no points involved. That's what they do here on Wednesday Night Street Fights.
Absolutely right. And of course, before we get down to racing tonight, let's thank our sponsors, of course, here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank Hanover Wrecker Service, iRacing, iFlag, Voiles Trucking, BladeNode.com, South Texas Speedway, Montstar Productions, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Evil One Graphics, Trash Panda Graphics, and Full Throttle with the Gent. Thank you to all the great sponsors. Thank you all the fans that tune in here night after night via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Todd, the Cars and the Stars of DWR about to take to the racetrack. Heat race number 1 of 2 rolling out there. Why don't you take us to our first starting lineup of the evening?
And our first starting lineup, the Voiles Trucking Heat Race number 1. Starting on the pole, driving the 09, that's Joshua Ely. His dancing partner outside, driving the number 21, that's Jim Revis. Revis aboard that number 21. Next row back, starting inside row number 3, that's the number 84. That's the natural one, that's E.J. Jones. And outside of him, rolling off in the 4th position, that's Derek Fetkenauer aboard the number 86. Inside row number 3, starting in the 5th starting position, driving the 111, that is Kyle Moyer. And outside of him will be driving the number 41, that's Jared Gazzardo. Gazzardo aboard the number 41. Michael Whitlock rolls off into the 7th starting position in the double knot machine. And his dancing brother outside, Greg Tuberville aboard that number 20 machine. Next row back, starting inside the next row is Daniel Price aboard the 01. And outside of him is the 420, that's Easy, that's Eric Elmore. Last row on the field, I do believe here tonight, that it will be Justin Pruitt and Kyle Surratt aboard the number 18 machine.
That is 12 really good bullets right there out there to take their heat race venture for 8 laps around the half mile. Volusia Speedway Park in Barberville, Florida. Glad you're all aboard here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. It is time to let her dig as we come off the turn number 4. iRacing.com Chevrolet Silverado brings its way in, and our iRacing flag, green flag, goes up in the air. We are racing down to turn number 1 for the first time tonight, and right away, the evil one, Jim Revis, going to use the advantage on the outside lane. He's going to propel himself to the race lead. They race on for a second column. We're turn 3.
3 wide racing for that second spot. The meeting between the sandwich is E.J. Jones aboard the number 84 Cedar Cove sponsor machine. He has to back out of it, get back up into line. Diving back down to the bottom is Michael Whitlock aboard the 00 machine, I believe. Nope, that's the 86 machine, excuse me. Just trying to get accustomed to some of these pace schemes out here. Trading pace not working correctly here this evening, unfortunately, but it's Joshua Ely in that 09 leading it.
I'm glad I'm not the only one having the trading pace issue out here tonight. Joshua Ely's 09 leading down off in a turn number 1. Jim Revis in there for the second spot. Good race going on for third with E.J. Jones, number 84. He's contested from defense. Derek Fenkenhauer's 86 going to look to the out inside and look at the run in the turn number 3. That fifth car in line up high is trading pace. Step aside and start loading. Kyle Moyer is there looking to run for Michael Whitlock at 00. He makes his way to the inside, racing for 5th off of turn 2.
Yeah, Whitlock looked down to the bottom side there momentarily, trying to catfish it down there. The 111 of Kyle Moyer right now running inside the top 5. What a great race going on as we have 5 laps in already, Phil. That's how quick it's going here at Volusia Motorsports Park. Is these guys doing a fantastic job, pretty much single file so far. Nobody really jumping out of line, but it is Josh Ely, Jim Revis, E.J. Jones, Derek Fenkenhauer, and Kyle Moyer. That's your top 5.
Top 5 off in the turn number 1, all single file. Now little contact from Fenkenhauer to the back of E.J. Jones. Stacks it up. Kyle Moyer gets the left rear of the 86. They somehow keep that thing home straight and narrow, but they stay single file so far. Now the east end of the speedway through turns number 1 and 2. Josh Ely leading Jim Revis by 2 car lengths down off into turn number 3. E.J. Jones riding in there for third. You know he's the guy who's going to make some waves as this night goes on. Off of turn number 4, we're going to see 2 to go from the stand. 2 more trips around the half mile for Josh Ely down over in turn 1.
Yeah, those popsicle sticks, like you said, up in the air there for the Joshua Ely machine is right now being piloting pretty much out front there in front of, it looks like, the number 83 machine here this evening. Not sure, like you said, that's Jim Revis actually, normally in the 21, so it has a different pace scheme here this evening. Like I said, trading pace not working with us here this evening, but E.J. Jones now trying to dive down to the bottom, trying to get around Revis, but Joshua Ely down into turn 3 for the final time here to try to pick up heat race number 1. Uncontested here for the number 09 machine. He's going to take down heat race number 1. Second's going to go to Jim Revis, E.J. Jones, Derek Fenkenhauer, Kyle Moyer, Michael Whitlock, Justin Pruitt, Greg Tuberville, Kyle Surratt, Jared Gazzardo, Daniel Price. Those are your 12 cars.
Good little race right there, and I'm really glad you made mention there of Jim Revis out there. What looked like a number 83, because I thought you were going to call me senile and demented again if I said something, but I think we're on the same sheet of music right there, because that's exactly the car I saw out there for Jim Revis. So usually with 21, I guess the 83 going to be his number for the night. But we look now as heat race number 2 is beginning to parade its way out to the racetrack. So let's take a gander through our Boyles Trucking starting lineup for heat race number 2. On the pole aboard car number 71, the Iceman, Daniel Stifler, alongside the number 36, that is John Bonkern. In row number 2, aboard car number 12, Electric, Eric Eichstadt along in there. And the number 83 rolls off alongside, that is Ryan Oakes. In row number 3 on the inside, we find car number 13, Caleb Ramsey, with the number 78 of Stephen Radunes. He rolls off on P6. 7th starter tonight aboard car number 73, that is Stephen Moore, with the number 1 of Alex Brewer. He rolls off in position number 8. Rolling off of the ninth spot tonight aboard that awesome looking number 17, that is Chad Bird. And alongside last week's winner of Street Fights in Knoxville aboard car number 61, that is Josh Peacock. And going shotgun on the field, the underdog aboard car number 06, that is Matthew Everett. So there you have it, 11 drivers strong going to take their gator out there for a great 8-lap heat race number 2. I love the new heat race format over here for Wednesday Street Fights, Todd. It adds a different wrinkle and really going to make these guys, but instead of the pill draw deciding your lineup, we know last week's winner Josh Peacock going to start the feature event from the rear, but allows these guys to go up there and fight for starting position. I think it's a great idea letting these heat races come in the format.
Yeah, most definitely letting these guys, the heat races, this is a fantastic new change here for season number 6 of the DWR Wednesday night street fights, and it's been a welcomed addition here. Last week it was fantastic. The competition was fast and furious. The iRacing.com pace track pulling down to pit road. Green flags in the air. iRacing, I flag, green flag that is. And we are racing down into turn number 1. Look at the 71. The Iceman Daniel Stifler out to the early advantage. Electric Eric running in that second spot. Electric and water, or I guess we say water, frozen water. Is that ever a good combination there, Phil?
No, I don't really think so. I don't know. I'm not the most intelligent guy in the world. I guess they pay me to talk about race cars going around in circles, so I don't really know how that rates on the IQ meter, but good there. A little tag race for the 3rd spot going on with Caleb Ramsey in the 13. Down underneath, it looks like a 36 of John Montford. Down the backstretch, Stephen Moore in the 73. He's got it rolling on the inside lane as well, so good little battle there. 4 cars strong for that 3rd spot. We head down toward turn 1. We're 3 laps in.
Yeah, 3 laps in. Look at that number 73 machine of Stephen Moore diving down to the bottom, trying to get around Matthew Everett and trying also to try to pull a twofer move there through the corner. And he's letting her dig on the bottom, catfishing off that bottom. The 13 of Ramsey has a little bit more momentum coming off of turn number 4. But I tell you what fantastic racing we got going on there as he dives it in deep. 3 wide through the corner there. Oh, a little bit of door banging through the corner. Everett gets a little bit out of shape. A lot of things happening through the corner, Phil.
Yeah, and Everett's had to check up a little bit, and that's allowing Alex Brewer, the 1 car, to sneak to the inside, vacating that hole that was left there by the 06 of kind of slipping up as they continue to muscle it out down over to the east end of the speedway. Stephen Moore trying to take the race to John Monkert, but here comes Caleb Ramsey to the outside. They're racing off a 4th. 13 out inside of the 73. What later the racetrack is going to prevail, I guess we'll find out this time by. We're going to be 5 laps in, 3 laps to go in heat race number 2.
3 laps remain there for the Daniel Stifler, number 71. Eric Eichsick still running second. Look at the job there. The slider through the corner comes up and bangs doors with the 73. Does Matthew Everett. Caleb Ramsey fires back down to the inside, side-by-side battle. As that is currently for the 4th position. That's the best battle out here on the speedway as popsicle sticks are up in the air. 2 more trips around Volusia Motorsports Park.
And they're showing why they are the pinnacle of leagues out here tonight in the street stocks. It's Matt Everett and Caleb Ramsey having a spirited race for the 4th spot. But through turns number 3 and 4, we're going to see white flag up in the air. 1 more trip around for the Iceman, Daniel Stifler. Aboard car number 71, Eric Eichstadt in there for 2nd, but he's going to make a bit to the low side. Does Electric Eric have 1 run bullet left to throw there? Todd, he drives back to the tire banks of the 71, down to turn number 3 and 4 for the final time, and it looks like Eric going to take 1 more stab to the low side. It's going to come up short. The Iceman, Daniel Stifler, going to pick up the win in heat race number 2 over Eric Eichstadt. John Montford in for 3rd. Matt Everett's going to grab 4th with Caleb Ramsey with the top 5. Stephen Moore, Alex Brewer, Stuart Radunge, Josh Peacock, and let's see who was at 10. It was Ryan Oakes running out our top 10 car field here. Chad Burner, I think, answered the call, so it looks like only 9 drivers took out to the racetrack and 2 really terrific heat races there. And Todd, it's already time to go for our feature event tonight, 60 laps of the distance. What do you think we have learned from the 2 heat races that we can apply to this awesome 60-lap feature event coming up next?
Definitely going to be a barn burner, to say the least. As this track wears out, you're going to see the cream rise to the top wherever these guys are at right now. Obviously, you're going to see Joshua Peacock drop all the way to the rear here. He was 18th. He's going to drop all the way to the rear in this one. We'll see if he's going to be able to get it done and maybe double down 2 weeks in a row and hold on to that championship trophy.
We'll have to wait and see as they're getting ready to grit up down trackside. You got to thank my buddy Andy Margo out there for the weekly or nightly distraction he gives me out here on the network. Greatly appreciate our buddy Andy out there as he's over in the Facebook Live chat, also over on YouTube and Twitch TV this evening. We're ready to let her dig for a 60-lap feature event at the Volusia Speedway Park. The cause of the stars of Dirt Warrior Racing rolling off the grid, Todd. So what do you say? Let's do this old school style. Let's dive into tonight's starting lineup.
And now tonight's starting lineup for the Volusia Speedway Park here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport Racing, the Voiles Trucking. Starting lineup's going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, driving the number 09, that's Joshua Ely. And outside of him will be driving the number 71 here this evening. That's the Iceman, that's Daniel Stifler.
The evil one rolls off tonight from position number 3. It says the number 21. It looks like it's more like 83. That is Jim Revis. And alongside aboard car number 12, Electric, Eric Eichstadt rolls off 4th.
Inside row number 3, that's the E.J. Jones. That's the natural one, that number 84. And John Monkern in the 36 rolls off 6th.
Derek Fetkenhauer rolls off tonight from position number 7 aboard car 86. With Matt Everts in the 06, he rolls off from the 8th.
Rolling off 9th, Kyle Moyer and Caleb Ramsey.
Michael Whitlock and Stephen Moore make up row 6.
Making up row 7, Justin Pruitt and Alex Brewer.
Greg Turberville, Stephen Redunes.
Kyle Surratt, Josh Peacock.
Eric Elmore, Ryan Oakes, Jared Gazzardo, Chad Byrne. And all the way down to the bottom of my list as I lose it completely. Daniel Price in the 01 get her off tonight. 23rd. Everybody, strap yourself into the wildest of rides you are going to see, because Wednesday Night Street Flags Todd, we let her dig. We're Green Flag Racing off to number 1.
Green Flag Racing, we're going to ask you one question out there, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. Who's it going to be here tonight at Volusia Speedway Park, live on the Full Velocity Racing Network? We want to hear them picks early.
Yes, we do, as they roll off turn number 4 to complete lap number 1. Josh Ely is going to lead, but look at this race going on. 3-way deep off into turn number 1. E.J. Jones in the middle. Eric Eichstadt up high, and Derek Fetkenhauer at 56 down low. 3-way dip to the 4th spot over in turn 3. Now 4 wide is Jim Rivers in the mix.
Yeah, almost 4 wide through there, Phil, as it was 4 wide there for a split second. Those guys thought better of that one. That could have been a really, really bad day for some of those drivers. They're still maintaining 3 wide there momentarily. But Fetkenhauer letting her dig on the bottom side, and that number 86 machine trying to make some headway here on E.J. Jones, and that number 84 machine. Good run going for a lot of these drivers out there. Eric Eichstadt, remember, he's got to win a race to get his nickname changed. Right now, currently running in that 4th spot.
He's doing a heck of a job so far. So good for the 12th car, running up and forth and peeking a fender underneath Jim Revis off turn. Down the back chute toward turn number 3 as they race on for the 3rd spot. Race behind, side by side for 5th. Fetkenhauer under E.J. Jones. They continue to go door and door off the corner. Also, Kyle Moyo, 111. Kyle there as well, trying to make something happen there. That battle for going on 5th on back. It's off turn 2.
Yeah, great battling going on, like you said, 5th on back. Moyer down to the bottom side, trying to make something happen on the Cedar Cove number 84's machine. That's E.J. Jones. Jones drifts up the track there just a tad bit. Out of shape and into the wall. Everett's collected into that one there, Phil. And that should bring out a yellow flag, I would think, as E.J. Jones making contact to the wall, comes back down just a tad bit, collects Everett's into that fray there, that ruckus on the front straightaway.
Yep, brings out Hanover Wrecker Service. Caution flag number 1 of the night on lap number 6 of 60. So what happens here early on in the going, and I think Todd caught it there live. E.J. Jones making contact with the wall. Matthew Everett, I believe a couple of the cars may have got a piece of the action as well. Let Todd go back and relive the moment with the PlayNode.com Full Velocity Racing Network Instant Replay.
As we relive the moment here a couple different times, and you watch E.J. Jones make contact with the outside wall. What's that do? It keeps you in the track, like Phil would say. It brings you back down the track in front of oncoming traffic. And the 06, the unlucky one here, chosen here this evening. He gets to go for a ride with E.J. Jones. Doesn't look like a lot of damage on either one of those machines there, Phil. They're going to join the tail end of the field.
Yes, they will. So both cars a little bit torn up there, but they'll rejoin, as you said, roll off up deep in the field. Looks like 21 drivers taking the green flag here tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park. I didn't see Ryan Oakes make the call out there in his number 83 machine. Also, believe Chad Bird of the number 17 also unable to answer the bell. So 21 drivers took the green. Now you're going to have a couple of hot shoes back there like E.J. Jones and Matt Everett's going to have to come from the back of the field. 2 really good race cars. Maybe a little bit of damage there. Tough break because those guys are having a good run early, but it turns the lead over to the 09. Joshua Ely leading the field here tonight. That Bulletproof Motorsports number 09. Josh coming to us from Sterlington, Louisiana. The Bulletproof Motorsports number 09. I got to give a shout to our buddy Racing Jason Salter. Put this awesome spreadsheet together for us. I know we're going to have a lot of the stuff coming out on the screen and information here as we can do so, but kudos to these guys getting some real-time information. Going to be able to tell you can tell the story of a lot of these guys, Todd. Get to know these guys on a personal level. Each of our viewers out here, DWR, the place to race, not only on Wednesday night, but over here on Sundays as well, as we will see this coming week. But up to turn number 4, iRacing I flag, green flag going back in the air. We're back racing on lap 10.
Yeah, back racing on lap number 10 is Ely leading the charge down into turn 1 and off of turn number 2, already down the back straightaway. That's how fast these guys are getting through the corner here. And we're already back to 2 or 3 wide behind Ely. So it looks like the number 83 of Jim Revis down on the bottom here as we see Jim there working it over. Oh, contact made another driver around on the front straightaway, hard into the inside wall.
Yeah, and I didn't catch that one, so I might need to go back and give that one a review. But our second head of a record service yellow flag of the night now on lap number 11 as we slow it down once again. The field off the 4th turn to collect behind the iRacing.com Chevrolet Silverado Pace Truck, and yellow coming out in the speedway again. Joshua Ely going to lead him back to the flag with Daniel Stifler, Jim Revis, Eric Eichstadt, and Derek Fenkenauer, our current top 5. But Todd, some more really good cars up inside the top 10 collected in this one. They're going to be the subject of our BladeNo.com Full Velocity Racing Network Instant Replay.
So we definitely see some contact up here. Von Kern and the 73 making contact of Moore. Moore goes down into the inside wall. He does nose it in pretty hard there as he turns immediately left down to the wall. But able to get it back going after sort of a 360 as Von Kern coming back through the back of the pack 2 is making contact there with the 73. Those guys both relegated to the rear. They're going to have to come all the way through the field here. But luckily, it is lap 13 of 60.
13 of 60 and early on in the going here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network as we roll around under the second yellow flag of the night. And Todd, we have a buddy that's joined us up here in the booth now. I just seen him log into the race server and popping into our communication. Let's welcome in our old front, the big bookie, Rocky Battenfield. Rocky, how the heck are you there, bud?
Oh, what's going on, guys? I got in a little late, missed the start, so thought I'd come in and bug you guys a little bit.
Hey, well, why the heck not? We're out here having a good time, as we always do there on a Wednesday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Well, I don't know what planet I'm on right now, but getting ready to go back to, looks like they did green flag racing. And they call it Earth, I guess. I guess we're getting ready to set back to go back to green with Josh Ely, Daniel Stifler, Jim Revis, Eric Eichstadt, Derek Fenkenauer, Kyle Moyer, Justin Pruitt, Caleb Ramsey, Kyle Surratt, and Michael Whitlock going to make up the balance of the top 10. The field over in the west end of the speedway in turns number 3 and 4. Safety truck making its way in, and we go back to green flag racing time on lap number 14.
Yeah, down into turn 1, it's Ely leading the charge once again, and he has the benefactor of being able to fire first there in that 09 machine. The 71 of Daniel Stifler still running in second. EJ Jones, well, not EJ Jones, excuse me. I keep seeing an 80 number, and not used to seeing Jim Revis in an 80 number, but running in that second spot, Jim Revis. Oh, a little bit of contact, Fenkenauer sideways, but there's more carnage in the back of the pack, and we stacked them up back there, Phil.
Sure did. Yellow flag going to come out for the 3rd time, so these guys having some issues getting this thing started tonight, which is really not a familiar thing to see DWR with 3 yellow flags in the first 16 laps, but we find it here tonight, and it happened right in the middle of the field. Todd, our 3rd head of a record service caution flag on night, and it looked like it all started with Derek Fenkenauer getting a little tad bit loose, but I think there's a little bit more to the story than that, as I believe a couple more cars may have got collected up back there. I believe Eric Elmore, I believe old Turbo, Greg Tuberville may be back there as well. So I'll let you tell the story. Show us what happens here. Full Velocity Instant Replay, presented by BladeNo.com.
Yep, watching the 420 of Easy E drifts up the track there, and a little bit of contact between Everett's and the 20 of Tuberville comes around. Those guys all go around in the knot and collecting the 73 back there also. But it is the worst for the wear, probably the 420 of Easy E, Eric Elmore. We'll see if he's going to be able to get back going. A lot of fender damage on the left front of that 420 machine.
Now, Rocky, I got to ask you, you're a guy who's a veteran of the street stocks. You've been out here on this new build here to the update in the last couple of weeks. What have we found different out there with these racing surfaces? Because they really seem like the cars are a little bit more free on the bottom lane, a little bit more snug and tight on the outside. I know that's just me observing from up here in the booth night after night, but what are you feeling out there on the racetrack right now at a place like Volusia?
Track, they seem like they're getting slicker, a little slicker, a little faster, and you really got to be a little more gentle on the throttle coming out from the turns.
I guess that's a good thing to talk about here in the street stocks, because for years, when they first came out here, they were kind of like driving a tank. You really had to ease them on through, but it looks like nowadays you can carry a whole lot more speed through the corner, but that loose condition makes it very slickery, Todd. And I think a guy like you, I think the slicker the racetrack, I think the bigger a fan that you've got over the racing over the years, Todd. I think you always said a looser racetrack, a slick racetrack makes for a fun one and a very fast one. We're going to go back to racing here on the lap number 20 as we come off turn number 4. I racing, I flag, green flag goes back to the air. Josh Ely going to lead the field back off into turn 1.
And definitely one of my favorite tracks. The slicker it gets, the faster I am. Oh, contact! There goes Eric Eichstedt around in the number 12 machine. Another Hanover Record Service yellow flag. There's a huge parking lot over there, and I think that was off the right front of the number 13 of Ramsey.
I think it may have been. They stack them up over in terms of number 1 and 2, and I'm just staggered here. Already 21 laps in, 4th yellow flag of the night presented by Hanover Record Service, and we are putting on busy to work down there early on our Playno.com Full Velocity Racing Network instant replay, and I think it's going to show us that. The 13 into the left rear of the 12, and that sets off traffic. Can we get somebody to go out there and the parking lot? That's not good on the racetrack.
No, definitely not good, and never a good sign, and everybody just piled in. I think they forgot where the brake pedal was there, or didn't see what was going on, unfortunately. Peacock trying to split the difference up through the middle. He finds the driver's side door of the number 12 of Eichstedt that stops him. The 73 involved. E.J. Jones, no luck for him. No rest for the wicked there as he's way behind there. He gets hit again. The 84, the 18 involved in that one. Tough break for a lot of these drivers. We're not even halfway home here tonight, Phil. And I can see Jason out there, man, just trying to coach these guys through. He's probably wishing he was there in the server trying to coach these guys. But tough break for these guys as we just cannot get it going here at Volusia Speedway Park.
I really can't. Really feeling bad, really bad for these guys. So this race came in with an awful lot of excitement tonight. And Rocky, did he say brake pedal? Race car drivers really use the brake pedal?
What's that?
Todd, you want to throw aside that pedal in the middle, right? That big pedal there. They say you touch that thing and the car will slow down. Race car drivers ever hear of such thing?
Don't slow down to go fast, do you?
Oh, you have to sometimes. You have to hit that thing for the three-wheel brake system. That's old school, man.
That's old school right there. As I look over to the Facebook live chat, I see April Potter has joined us over here and says, hi everyone, April here. My husband loves racing. April, welcome aboard over here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Yes, this is iRacing we're doing out here tonight. And we're here night after night covering it in a big way live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. So April, welcome aboard. Hope you'll enjoy what you see and liking what you're hearing as we go back to green flag racing here in Volusia now on lap number 24. And Josh Ely hasn't really had to stave off much of a challenge yet. But the Iceman, Daniel Stiff, are going to roll there for second. But we're going to be 3 wide there for the third spot on Revis now coming under fire from E.J. Jones and Derek Petgenauer. And look at the run for Kyle Moyer the inside the 111. Kyle having a hell of a run.
Yeah, definitely. In the 111, Moyer doing a fantastic job working on Justin Pruitt. Pruitt having a good run too. Now 07 machine, man, you can see that car 4 wide for that 4th spot. Well, Brewer right there too as those guys back out of it a little bit. The 111 of Moyer now trying to fend off from the 86 of Fenkenauer. Fenkenauer moves up into that 4th spot. And the number 86 machine, man, what racing, great racing going on here when we stay green.
Yeah, it really is. Fenkenauer and Moyer continuing to go at it. You see Whitlock back there with Justin Brewer racing side by side for position. They slide off that 4th turn, and Rocky, every time we come to Volusia, I always say look out for the opening of the wall off of 4, because it always seems like somebody goes out there hunting for that water barrel down there. Why is that thing so enticing to cut the corner the way these guys do? Because they skirt with disaster, but every time they come up, they go, look how close those guys get down to the low side running down there low.
Yeah, a lot of the times you need 2 or 3 wide going in there, and you got to cut it close, or you have a parking lot either way. So, yeah, it's a fine line between skipping off of it and killing it.
Well, I say that's probably why a guy like myself don't win much of these races, because I don't think I have the balls to go down there and put that thing that close to the wall as fast as these guys do. But that's why DWR is the home of the best of the street stock racers. And Josh McGeely leading by 3 car lengths over Daniel Stifler down to the turn number 3. And look at the run for that red and black, really a paint scheme, different number than we used to. Jim Revis running in the 3rd spot, and Jim's car always seems to come to life at Volusia. The longer the run gets, he's going to come to the low side of Stifler, racing for second off of turn 2.
And definitely coming to life there is Jim Revis. He's been looking to the bottom a couple different times, just trying to get that forward bite coming off the corner. As we are halfway home, 30 in, 30 laps remain here at the Volusia Speedway Park. And Jim Revis trying to get around Stifler here. That's the best battle here so far. There's a little bit of a battle going. It's starting to brew back there. As now I say that's the best battle. I'm going to move my eyes back to those 6 here of Matthew Everts, the one of Brewer, and the 86 of Fenkenar. Look at that, 3 wide racing or leading on each other, almost 4 wide. Here comes Whitlock and Justin Pruitt into the fray, almost 5 wide there, Phil. Those guys putting on a show. There's guys right directly in front of them putting on even a faster show. As Moyer now making a 3-car battle for second.
Sure is. Kyle Moyer has come to life for the 111. He has run none of those guys up front as Revis now giving the battle to Daniel Stiff on the outside, but Kyle Moyer in the 111 has certainly run those guys down. And don't count out right now the number 1 car of Alex Brewer. He has broke clear of that race behind him, and he's starting to run down that group up there in the top 5, Rocky. Alex having a good run here early. He's found something on the top lane.
Yeah, Alex is a kid that I've kind of helped out quite a bit. He's really gotten a lot better here in the last probably season and a half. Got a couple of wins under his belt. Got a lot of confidence now.
Sure does. Drives like he's really feeling good about the way the race car is, the talent he has behind the wheel. And right now, Todd, you see this racetrack, everybody kind of just migrating up high. Nothing really happening down low. Daniel Stiff doing a hell of a job up there, holding off Jim Revis. See, they continue to fight side by side. Moyer now also into that mix as well, but this is a gaggle of race cars behind. Fenkenhauer, we got Alex Brewer there. You got Justin Pruitt, Matt Everts, those guys. It looks like a high-speed pace lap. We're 35 laps in through 3 and 4. We go Botstar Productions on board with the 1 car of Alex Brewer. That's quite the look.
And definitely quite the look here for Alex Brewer, just showing what he does here in his office here in the street stocks as one of the faster guys here in DWR. These guys are all fast here at DWR. The top-notch street stock racers are at DWR. That's where you're going to find them here on Wednesdays and Sundays. And these guys doing a fantastic job. Just looking at Alex Brewer and what he's been doing. His yellow flag looks like it's flown over the field once again, Phil.
Sure has.
DJ's involved.
On the lap number 37, our 5th head of a record service caution flag rolling out to the speedway, and I think Rocky is right. I think it's got the natural one once again. E.J. Jones involved in some kind of contact, and I believe Josh Peacock also got involved back there too, Todd. Tell us the story. Blado.com, Full Velocity Racing Network is the replay.
Well, we're looking here, Phil, and it looks like Surratt makes some contact with the inside wall coming off of turn number 4. Comes back down the track, and E.J. Jones, lazy spin around, bringing out a yellow flag, and that number 84 is the luck is just bad luck is not there. Good luck's not there for him. Bad luck's there for him. I guess if it wasn't for bad luck, you'd have no luck at all here this evening.
Yeah, you got that right. E.J. Jones having a rough night. A guy who ran pretty solid as heat race in the top 3, started up in the top 10, and has had everything but luck here tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park in this feature event, and running down on laps 38 of 60 up on the board, and so far so good now for Josh Ely in the number 09. But look at Jim Revis, the even one out to the outside now on the restart. I think Jim may be sitting in the catbird seat coming to this restart, Rocky. The outside lane looks to be the faster way around here, and we know Jim knows how to let that thing eat up high.
Oh yeah, Jim's one of the best in these things. He's one that's actually got me into them. But I think we're going to see this track really open up about the last 15 laps of this race. Usually the bottom will come in the middle, and you'll get some real good racing there at the end.
I think you're right. So we're getting ready to go back to what looks like a racing this time through turns number 3 and 4. So we're prepared for the racing guy flag, green flag to greet us back here on the speedway. 39 laps complete here as we go back to green. Josh Ely now going to lead them off in a turn number 1 with Jim Revis. Look at that Daniel Stiffer machine. The Iceman gets that thing rolling to the low side. I thought Jim would have the preferred line on the restart. Stiffer going to make quick work of it, Todd. He's down low over 3.
Definitely is Stifler working down to the bottom side here. The number 83, that's Jim Revis. 4 wide battling going down through the field as Kyle Moyer way down out of power there, losing quite a few spots. Looks like Brewer there. Was that Brewer? No, that wasn't Brewer. That was
Everett.
the Everett's machine getting all kinds out of shape there for a minute. A lot of contact going on, but look at the number 83 of Revis back down to the bottom, and he is leading the train there to try to get around the 09 of Joshua Ely. Is he going to be able to do so? About 2 car lengths separate those guys.
Yes, they do. Jim going to look back once again, making a bid for the race lead off of turn number 2. Can't quite find the running room down there. We'll stay single file over to turn number 3. So we're under 20 laps to go here tonight for this run of Wednesday Street Fight. So I think, Todd, it's prediction time. What do you think out there tonight? We make our predictions. Who's going to win this bad boy this evening?
Well, we're going to throw it to you, Phil, because you finished 14th last week, so you get the first pick. You get the obvious first pick here of the evening. You're behind in points here for the DWR, because we're keeping track of all the DWR series between you and I. So, Phil, you get the first pick. Pick whoever you'd like to pick.
All right. I'll go on the limb out here today. Not sure it's too far on the limb. No way I need to make up some points, but I like the way the one car of Alex Brewer looks right now. I think that thing is really handling well up high. I think he's got a lot of speed. I think he's just waiting for his chance to race it among the top 3. I'm going to pick Alex Brewer to be the one to go to victory lane.
Oh, contact being made, and we got a parking lot over in turns 3 and 4, Phil. And man, some contact being made. A lot of things happening to bring out this yellow flag. As you picked Alex Brewer, Phil, I'm going to pick. Man, it's going to be tough. I'll take a minute. I'll look at the replay, and then we'll tell you real quick.
All right, go back down there and show us a replay here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Letting Todd sort that one out. Rocky, I'm going to let you make a pick out here this evening as well. You've been watching these guys all night long. Who do you think is going to be the big winner here tonight in Volusia?
I really like to pick Alex Brewer. He's come on real strong at the end, but I'm going to go with the guy that's led this whole thing. I'm going to go with Josh Ely.
I think that's a pretty trendy little pick right there. The race leader, Joshua Ely, number 09, is Todd. We're less than 15 laps to go tonight. What do you say you got out there for us on BladeNo.com? Full velocity is a replay.
Just seeing a lot of different contact going on here, and you see Everett's around there, Pruitt right there too. 420 get involved into that one, and man, these guys going through the middle, trying to make sure that they miss everybody, and a lot of good driving going on there. Just an unfortunate chain of events there as it locks up everybody. As Revis glance off the wall just a tad bit in that number 83 machine.
Yeah, I got a good look at that. I was watching that before the accident. It looked like Stifler and Revis kind of got together and pushed Revis up high, and he come back off the wall, and him and Stifler got into him, and he come down, hit Everett, and then chaos ensued.
Sure did. Mayhem and all that is happening here tonight in Volusia. 6 caution flags have fallen here in the first 45 laps. So we're going to get back to racing this time. And now Josh Ely going to find familiar foe with Daniel Stifford, who is outside. Alex Brewer now up to the 3rd spot with Jim Revis in 4th and Derek Fedgenhauer going to run our top 5. Good run tonight for the 07 of Justin Brewer. I believe that's him up there in the 6th spot off turn number 4. That's Greg Timmerville riding there in the 6th spot. As we go back, green flag racing here in Volusia. Josh Ely going to lead it down to turn number 1. We're 3 wide caught for second already off turn 2.
Yeah, as you got to pick your pick there, Phil, I'm going to go with the 86 machine of Fedgenhauer there. Is Fedgenhauer, that's going to be my pick here of the evening as Ely was picked. I was going to pick him, but Rocky trumps that one, so we're going to pick the 86, see what happens.
Big Monkey always gets the trump card. Anytime this guy shows up, that's why we call him the Big Monkey, man. He's going to wrestle that banana away. He picks Josh Ely, probably saves my bacon out here in our little point standings we have going. But he's going to lead off of turn number 4 this time to complete lap number 49. And Stifler's been really fast all night long, but look at these guys racing it on for 3rd. Brewer and Fedgenhauer, those guys really getting after for 3rd, and don't count out Jim Revis. That's a top 5. That's a good little battle going on for 3rd over there at 3.
Definitely a fantastic battle. Stifler dives down to the bottom side. He's trying to make something happen here on the 09 of Josh Ely. We'll see if that's going to go as we are now 10 laps to go here at Volusia Speedway Park. Josh Ely, Daniel Stifler, here comes Alex Brewer down to the bottom, and Fedgenhauer way down on the bottom of that number 86 machine. Don't count on any of these drivers. Any one of these drivers can win here tonight, Phil.
All right, but Todd, that yellow hanky going to get unfurled over the field again on lap number 51 for the 7th time this evening. We slow the action down, and tough to tell right away what happened here, but I'm going to take the guess by the name exiting the sober as quick as it did. I'm thinking Speedy E, Eric Elmore, may have had a piece of this one, Todd. Another BladeNo.com Full Velocity Racing Network instant replay. What happened? to our buddy Eric out there in the 420.
Well, it wasn't because of the 420. I'll tell you that the 84 machine of Eric Jones, or EJ Jones, Eric Jones. Why am I calling him Eric Jones? Yeah, we're going to call him a NASCAR driver. EJ Jones, let's give him a bigger head. EJ Jones making a little bit of contact there. The 13 comes down, hits the 84, around he goes, and man, I don't know what's happening to EJ. Is there a different driver in that car tonight?
I think he may have hit one too many Michelobs down there. Rocky, you know, you raced along that guy last night. Did EJ party too hard over your place last night? Because he's had a uncharacteristically really off night over here.
Yeah, I guess he's letting that second place go to his head. He just, I guess, partied all day on that.
He must have, because that's a guy who's usually up here in the front at Volusia. He's had a bad night, and the 84 has gone behind the wall. So EJ Jones going to join Eric Elmore back there. Jared Gazzardo also behind the wall. So the 21 drivers that did take the green flag. And now we've got, looks like 18 of them left on the lead lap, 18 left on the racetrack. So who is it going to be that's going to claim the big prize here tonight? As we work lap 54 under caution. Josh Ely, Daniel Stifler, Alex Brewer, Jim Revis, and Derek Fedgenhauer making up the balance of the top 5 with Greg Tuberville, Matt Everett, Justin Pruitt, Kyle Moyer, and Kyle Surratt going to be our top 10 as we work our way off the west end of the speedway over in turns number 3 and 4. I believe it's going to be this time. We go back to racing. Pace truck is in. iRacing I flag, green flag returns to the air as we begin lap 55.
Yeah, playing a little bit of cat and mouse there. The 71 of Stifler almost went too early. Got that, he got that hitch to go. Tried to beat Ely, but Ely wasn't ready to go yet. So you don't want to get that black flag. 3 wide, racing for that 3rd spot. Brewer up through the middle. Fedkenauer way down on the bottom, letting her dig and letting her catfish down there. That number 86 machine looks like he's going to be able to get around that number 1 of Brewer, Phil.
Yes, he sure is. And Donna was back here watching the battle, and I saw Matt Everett put that car in the middle, about a 3 or 4 wide sandwich off of turn number 2, and it took my breath away as they're going to go back here 4 wide once again. Kyle Moyer's back there.
Moyer around.
Moyer around, and that's going to collect a couple of cars, as that's going to bring another yellow flag out to the racetrack on lap number 57. Is, I don't know, Rocky, is it a full moon tonight? Because these guys to the DWR, they're getting after it, I tell you.
Every once in a while, you see a race here at Volusia that you'll have 7 or 8 or 9 cautions. And I got to tell you what, this is a great opportunity to say I love the green-white checkered system that iRacing's put in.
And it's going to be, I believe, our very first time to see one maybe possibly go past regulation as we go back and take a look at our instant replay there. I know Boyer got in the corner hot. There was somebody right behind him that got even a little bit hotter, and both those drivers went around there. I think that was John Moncur, the 36 over there, that may have been involved.
Moncur, Phil, was the innocent bystander to that one, as Moncur was just running down the bottom tool, and it looks like the 111 gets loose. Like you said, he sent it in pretty deep there. Kind of a full send there for Kyle Moyer. 36 comes in, he's tooling down on the bottom and makes a little bit of contact there. So those guys both relegated to the rear here.
They certainly are. And Todd, you say a kind of a full send. Is there anything less than a full send? Because if you're going to send it, you better send it full.
Yeah, there is a half send. There's a half send. There's a quarter send. There's a 3/4 send. You know, there's all kinds of different sends. I agree with you, Phil. If you're going to send it, you might as well send it full and make it big and come out of that one on top. It does look like it's going to start up our first green-white checkered here tonight there, Phil. So we're going to see a green, the white, and then a checkered flag here. We have 3 attempts at that here this evening.
Yeah, 3 attempts. Going to be the very first one in the history of the Full Velocity Racing Network green-white checker to take us past regulation here tonight in Volusia. No better way to settle it as this time we see the pace truck make its way in. iRacing I flag, green flag rolls up on exactly lap number 60. Green-white checker, and can Ely hold on? Will be somebody else. Fedkenauer making a big move to the low side off the 2.
And Fedkenauer down to the bottom side trying to make something happen. Here comes Stifler trying to make a 3 wide there in through the middle, trying to get around Josh Ely. And that 09 machine, but coming off a turn number 4. It looks like the 09 machine, it looks like the 09 machine going to hang on and take the victory here this evening, Phil. It says we are finishing.
Oh, we're taking the checkered flag this time in a turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Josh Healy. And through the corner, Daniel Stifler making one more attempt at it off the corner. Checkered flag going in the air. Joshua Ely going to take down the win over Daniel Stifler. Third for Derek Fedgenhauer. Jim Revis in fourth. Matt Everett's got the top 5 with Alex Brewer. Josh Peacock in for 7th. Greg Tuberville in for 8th. Kyle Surratt and Justin Pruitt gets a wild top 10 finish. My first look at a green-white checker there, Rocky, and that one lived up to the billing. That was a lot of fun to watch right there. They really got after it.
Yeah, and they got after it clean too, which is always fun. I love good, hard, clean racing. Usually that's what we get here at DWR, which is why this is probably my favorite league out here.
It's the pinnacle of dirt leagues out there, I really believe, especially out here in the street stocks, and these guys did it in a big way. Our first attempt at a green-white checker fights Joshua Ely in victory lane. We'll talk to him and the rest of the top 3 on our post-race show coming up live next over in the Discord. We'll be right back here on your source for esports racing. Back here live on your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network post-race show for Dirt Warrior Racing's edition of Wednesday Night Street Fight Season 6, race number 2 tonight in Volusia goes to Josh Ely aboard car number 09, Daniel Stifler in for second. And our third place finisher here tonight in a join us first up in the booth is car number 86. That 8 Chanel sponsor, number 86, Derek Fedgenhauer. D-Fed, terrific job for you tonight. You guys really get after it well here tonight at Volusia. You get a solid top 3 run, but you had to earn that, man. Those guys were driving hard all night long. It wasn't a full moon out there.
Oh, there had been something going on because it was tough tonight. Clean, but tough. I mean, nobody would give you up a spot.
No, absolutely not. These guys are not going to roll over anybody. And you had a pretty dang good piece tonight coming from that 7th starting position up to a 3rd place run. We talk about the racetracks out here. It's definitely, since this update, they seem to get a whole lot more slicker. Race cars a lot bit more faster. As that really falls into you guys' hands, how much different are these cars to drive here than they are in the previous build?
It's a little different. I mean, you just got to get used to the track and where to go and, throttle control and how to.
I'm sure all these laps you guys make out there, these setups night after night, really, play into the role of what you guys do. You're one of the more talented guys out there, Derek. Every time we see you, you're a contender to make something happen. You did just that here tonight live. A great, solid 3rd place run here at Volusia. I'm going to give you the mic one more time. Anybody out there you want to say hello to that may be watching there, bud, the floor is like yours. It's been a while, so take it away.
I got to give a shout out to Josh Ely for winning it tonight. Did good. DWR throwing this up, and you guys for broadcasting, and my team over at Bulletproof Racing. And we'll see you next.
Absolutely. Bulletproof Racing guys are a really good group. And this guy right here, Derek Fetkenhauer, does it better than a whole lot of guys out there do. He finishes the 86 car up in that second spot tonight. Allows us to go down here a little bit further trackside and catch up with the driver of car number 71, the Iceman.
Oh yeah, every one of these guys in here could win at any night. I mean, like you said, track position's key. Uh, we got lucky drawing the pole for the heat race. That set us off for the night. And like I said, this is one of my favorite tracks. So once I saw I was starting up front, I knew we should have a pretty good night.
Well, you certainly did, Dan. A really, really terrific night for you. The Iceman, Daniel Stiffel, the pride of Bedford, Pennsylvania. I'm going to give you the microphone one more time out there live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Thank you. I'd like to thank the guy out here this evening.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. First off, I'd just like to thank all the guys over at DWR, Jason, Jim, Eric, and Jason for putting this on for us 2 nights a week. I mean, couldn't ask for a better group of guys to run with. I'd like to thank you guys over at Full Velocity Racing Network for putting this out for everybody to see. I'd like to thank all the fans for tuning in each week because without you guys, this wouldn't be happening. And yeah, just thank you, everybody. It feels good to finally be back on the podium. Thanks, guys.
It sure does. And absolutely a terrific night for the Iceman. Daniel Stiffler bringing you home tonight in the second spot here in Volusia. Yeah, it was a really good fast car, Todd, but not quite the car that our race winner had here tonight. It is a 09, the Bulletproof Motorsports 09 in victory lane. Josh Ely's down there with Todd Stanton.
Yeah, I was glad to be out front in the clean air. You know, it was just a hell of a race, man. The car was hooked up. It was doing great. Man, every time a yellow come out, I was just praying when the green flag dropped, there wasn't going to be another one come out. But they were trying. They were trying. I mean, I give it to them.
Yeah, they were definitely trying here this evening, Josh, trying to get around you. But I'm going to give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. I'd like to thank you this evening aboard that 09 machine. Man, what a great win for you.
Man, my greatest thanks got to go to Bulletproof Motorsports, man. They've helped me out a lot, and you know I got to thank my wife also for letting me do what I got to do, and DWR for putting this series on, and also FBRN for broadcast.
Definitely been a fantastic ride already. Just season 2 here of the Wednesday Night Street Fights and taking down the victory. I mean, you get to hoist that championship belt here tonight. What's your luck going to be like next week? You going to be able to defend that and take down another victory?
I'm gonna give it my all.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to end it down here in BladeNote.com. Victory Lane picking up the win, the 09, the Bulletproof Motorsports number 09. That's Joshua Ely. But I tell you what, Phil, what a great race has been going on here this evening. Great race here, the last two Wednesday night street fights. Knockout blows delivered by both drivers. Able to run away and hide here tonight. Able to fend off all oncomers.
Absolutely right. It was Josh Peacock last week in Knoxville. Tonight in the Volusia Speedway Park, it is Joshua Ely aboard car number 06 going on at the Victory Lane. Our buddy Rocky Batfield, gracious enough to join us out there tonight. Rocky, when can we expect to see you back out there in the 97 car out here in Season 6? Because you're a guy, I think, that can also go out there and maybe claim that belt for your own right for a week.
Well, I think I'll be able to make it Sunday, and with my work schedule, it'll be at least probably 2 weeks before I can run on Wednesdays. So just see me Sunday and then a couple weeks maybe.
All right, we'll be looking forward to it. Really appreciate when this guy drops it and hangs out. Really a great, insightful mind there is our buddy, Mr. Batfield. So glad to have him aboard. Got to thank all the gang over here at DWR. Got to thank Jim Revis, Jason Salter, Eric Eichstadt. Got to thank, of course, all our fans that watch us night after night here live via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV here on the network. Got to thank our great sponsors, too, of course. Got to thank Hanover Record Service, iRacing, iFlag, Voiles Trucking, BladeNo.com, South Texas Speedway, Monster Productions, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics, Evil One Graphics, and Full Throttle with the Gent. For my buddy Todd Stanton, Rocky Batfield, the entire group here at the network, including Ron Piles, Mark Karch, Brett Rolls, Phil LaCasse here, going to sign off from your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network. We're back at it live tomorrow night from the headquarters of the Full Velocity Racing Network in upstate New York. We're going to be live at the ASRA tomorrow night, championship night for the Cup Series at The Rock, the North Carolina Motor Speedway. Looking forward to being there. We'll see you back here live tomorrow night on your source for esports racing. Everybody have a great night out there. Thanks for watching.
Good night.